Hey there everyone, it's me, just recording this quick video in answer to Fiona's question with regards to the ability to calculate whether you leave money in a deal or take money out of a deal on refinance. So the sorts of situations that this would apply to are, for example, properties that you buy at a cheap price. You then refurbish that property and maybe you put all of the cash in, or if you did it with a mortgage, you'd have to put the deposit bridging. Sorry, you'd have to put a deposit in, for example, and then in 6 months' time, you get that property revalued. That revaluation allows you to either take all your money back out, i.e., refund all the cash that you've put in, or you have to leave money in the deal, which means that there's a small amount of money that's left in the property, so you don't get it all back. But then, of course, the rental income that's paying out is your return on that money left in. So I know it might not make sense the way I'm describing it, so what we'll do is we'll shoot straight into a quick video and I'll demonstrate exactly what I mean in the simplest of terms. So watch the video, here we go. Okay, as promised, here is a quick demo on how to take your money back out of a deal. So you can look at these, like I mentioned, for HMO revaluations. You've just got to be very careful with the done up value, so the end valuation that you're hoping to achieve, because that is what's going to form the basis of the money back out scenario. So one of the easiest ways to work it out is if you buy a property at a really good price because it needs a lot of work, you put a lot of work in, then the value goes up substantially, you refinance it and maybe hold it for a buy to let or hold it as an HMO, which a lot of investors do, or obviously if you're going to resell it, then this doesn't really apply because you're not leaving money in the deal, because if you're going to buy to flip, you don't want to sell at a loss. So on here, very straightforward example, very simple. So you buy the house for £80,000. The refurbishment costs £5,000. The stamp duty at 2.5, just under 2,500. You've got legals, £600, a survey, sourcing fee. So all of the costs that you're paying up front come into this deal. So in this example, this is a cash purchase. So, 80,000, 5,200, and everything else. So the total money needed in order to buy this property and get it to the point where you're going to refinance is 91,250. Now you've done your due diligence and you know that once that property has been done up and is ready for revaluation in 6-7 months time, you can then get the done up value estimate to 120,000. So you know that's comfortable as well. That's not pitching above and hoping for the best. That's a very conservative, sensible done up market value. You know that the mortgage most buy-to-let mortgages are 85%. You can get very good deals at 85% loan to value. Others are 80%. Some HMO commercial mortgages go as low as 70%. So depending on the deal that you are analysing, you need to do a bit of research, speak to your mortgage broker, and just get a rough idea with regards to the product and the loan to value, because the loan to value is what the bank will lend you of the full value of that property. So in this example, we're using a standard buy-to-let mortgage at 85% loan to value. So they will lend you up to 85% of 120,000. So that makes it 102,000. So the bank will lend you 102,000. So you take that mortgage out and you refund yourself. So of course the mortgage then pays you back 102. So that pays you the £91,250, which means that you get £10,750 in your pocket. Obviously, there's costs such as the mortgage valuation fee and everything else, but just clean at the end, £10,750 goes into your pocket at the end, and then you've got a property that's effectively paying you every month, paying the mortgage, and it's infinite return on investment because you've got no money in that deal. The money is all mortgage now in that property. So that's an example of positive. Now, I've just got one here which is negative, and so in this one, what we have is exactly the same property, so it is purchase price and refurb, everything else. But this time we have estimated the done-up value to be £105,000. So the surveyor's come out and he's valued that property at £105,000. Now, a mortgage at 85% loan to value, so 85% of that 105,000 is 89,250. So what that means is that if you take £91,250, which is what you spent up front, off of the mortgage amount, it means that you now have £2,000 that you cannot get back out of that deal. So you have to leave £2,000 effectively in the property. But the return on your investment effectively means, if we just do that, because I haven't done a calculator for it, but let's just say rent is £500 per month. So that means it's £6,000 per year. So what that means is if we work out that so £2,000 divided by £6,000, so the money that you've left in versus the money that you get back out. Remember, this is gross, this isn't your net rent. You can work out your net rent as well, but it's a 33.33% return on investment. So effectively your £2,000 is generating 33% interest per annum based on getting £500 a month. So, you know, still an incredibly good investment. The reality is that the deals that you can get all your money back out are becoming less and less. So people are accepting they have to leave some money in the deal. So then the return on your investment is the return on what they leave in is your interest rate per annum. Kind of like if you put that £2,000 in a bank and that bank paid that person 33.33% interest every year, gross. That's the sort of way to look at it from a property point of view. So I hope that works and hope that makes sense. Okay, so hopefully that all made sense. Obviously, if it didn't, then what you can do is drop a question in the questions box in the comments section of the video, and we will come back to you as quickly as possible. But hopefully it all makes sense. It's one of those things, once you get your head around it, actually it becomes very straightforward. Obviously, there are various things that can change, so things like mortgage loan to value percentages and all of these things, but that can vary from person to person. So it's up to the investor, if you're packaging and selling this, to do their own due diligence. But of course, if you're doing it for yourself, you'll know what products are available to you, so you'll be able to do these calculations. So hope you found it useful. As always, happy sourcing, and I'll speak to you all soon. Take care. Bye-bye.